and welcome to Chet Chat. And we have with us once again our old favorites, Dr. Purva Mehra. Welcome back to Chet Chat.
Thank you very much.
And Dr. Akhil Monga. We've done a video with him also in the past. And just to jog your memory, Dr. Akhil Monga scored a rank 12 in the AIIMS PG entrance exam, and he's now looking to further specialize in interventional radiology. He's also a mentor at MedMiracle and students look up to him. So today we're going to talk about how to set your timetable for you to prepare for the PG NEET entrance exam. If you remember, we did a video sometime back with Dr. Purva telling you all the preparatory tips, the material and strategies that you need to adopt to crack that PG NEET exam. And you came back to me saying, ma'am, can you help us with a timetable? So here we are today giving you a complete timetable roadmap for 12 months before the entrance exam. Okay, so before we begin, press that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it. And also give us a thumbs up if you like our work.
So usually what we do is we divide the course into three readings. First reading is 7 to 8 months, then a 2 to 3 month revision, and then you focus on your weak topics for around a month and do the things that need mucking up. And then just a couple of days prior, you try to assemble all your tables, all the images that you have collected and go through them and do topics like subjects which need absolute mugging up, one day before. If you've not read it, you'll not get to it. There's a different aim in each reading. So people say, why have 3 revisions? So first reading is basically to understand what is going to come in the exam. So the most important thing in the beginning of this reading is go and look at the questions that have been asked. Otherwise, PG entrance, which requires 19 subjects in knowledge, it is not possible that what to read. There people are doing 3 year, 6 year courses in one subject, and now somebody is supposed to prepare for 19 subjects altogether in 1 year. So most important thing is that you look at all the questions that have been asked. They are the actual roadmap to what you need to study. After that, the initial aim of the 7-8 months is to develop a plan for the next reading. Focus on the topics that you have picked up from the previous year questions. You know that these are more important. So while reading, you spend more time on that, but still you are reading everything, and your aim is to collect material for the next reading. Within this, people say when to study which subject, what is my weakness. So finally you have to read all 19. But in medical terms, we say that there are some basic sciences. There are basic sciences include anatomy, physiology. Say anatomy, the surgical branches, where you need to know the exact anatomy of the body, those will stem from one flow. So it is anatomy. So you should read surgery, orthopedics, ENT, ophthalmology, even radiology. These are anatomy based subjects. You should try and club them together. Either you club them subject wise, say I do anatomy, physio, anatomy, surgery, orthopedics, or what you can do is further divide anatomy into upper limb, lower limb. That is where the bones and all are. So orthopedics should be read along with it. When you read surgery, a part of GI surgery or urology, then you read the anatomy of the same part at the same time. So what that does is it breaks the monotony also, and you correlate a lot more. So it's not two different things. You read anatomy one time and 6 months later you are doing surgery, you will have to go back and see anatomy. So it saves the time and it actually helps you understand why I read that part in anatomy. Similarly, in physiology, it forms the base of, say, pathology, pharmacology, medicine and pediatrics. These are 5-6 subjects that are clubbed together. So when you read physiology of, say, the cardiac system, at the same time read pathology of the cardiac system, read pharmacology, read the medicine and pediatrics of cardiology in one go. So it feels like as if you're sitting in the clinic and you realize that this is what should have happened. The patient has come with this and what I should do to them. And that is where people feel that when I read the entire pharmacology together, there are 1000 drugs together, I can't remember all of them. I read this and I forgot the next one. But when you correlate like this, you have read only 15-20 drugs at one time. And this is the most commonly used approach by people who really do well. So there are 5-6 topics which stem from anatomy. There are 5-6 topics which stem from physiology. So you have around 12-13 subjects covered. Then it leaves around 5-6 subjects which are perhaps not really integrated. So those you can read like one odd subject in between. So you read 2-3 topics and then you can add, say, dermatology, which might not have a very direct connect with either of them. PSM, which is basically community medicine. And say if you are reading medicine, it will have some initial explanation of physiology also. So if you just finish physiology, you can skip that. It saves time. So if you plan it like this, say 3 months for surgical based subjects, 3 months for medicine based subjects, physiology based subjects, and 2 months for the rest of them, you finish your first reading in around 7 to 8 months. You can supplement it with grand tests, say a grand test every month, just to see how you're progressing. and you look at questions, you solve a few questions just for developing the MCQ. But at this time, this is more focused towards getting your first read and getting your substance ready for your second revision.
So basically, what Akhil has told here, Chetna, is an integrated approach. What he has also made a statement which is very valuable is read all 19 subjects. So it is about knowing the basic topics, the list we have already shared with you and the viewers. So that list, if you follow, make the substance ready to revise. 7 days, that is a weekly plan, and each day plan. If you have a 24-hour duty after 3 days, that day is almost gone in your week, right? But then think about what you will do along with the duties. Can you click 20 images in your phone and carry with you on the duty? Never ever underestimate the power of persistence.
People ask me, sir, I want to do it for 1 year. How many hours should I read every day? It is not possible to have the same number of hours every day. So you have to calculate that in freehand. And then you say, I have 4 hours this day, 8 hours this day, 9 hours this day, 6 hours this day. So it comes out in the week, I'll have around 48, 50 hours to read. Now I divide this weekly plan on a Sunday night that I have to read my notes, I have to do my MCQ practice, and I have to go for a class or see online videos, whatever which you would prefer. So this is the 3 division that I make on a Sunday night, and I say I have this subject I'm going to cover. This place I'm reading it from has around 300 pages, and I can cover say around 10 pages an hour. Then I will go to say I have to practice 500 MCQs in this week. So if I take around 60-70 minutes for 100, then around 6-7 hours I need for these MCQs, and then 8 to 10 hours I have video lectures or a 1-day class. So this comes out, if you calculate, around 48-50 hours, and then you divide this into 7 hours or 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever you've planned.
Perfect. So I divide my days between all of this. Is there any suggestion for each day? Like, should something definitely come every single day?
Ma'am, this division, at least both your reading and your MCQ should be done every day. Even if you have 4 hours a day, try to split it into 75, 80 and 20%. Because you need to have that practice. But then again, if you feel that today my motive was to finish these notes and you don't feel like doing certain things, this is very flexible. You cannot have something that has to be there every day. But it should be in your mind that this is my target that I have to finish and these are the hours I need. You can borrow an hour left or right, but everything should be in hours. It should not be in days or should not be in weeks or months.
So what he suggests is that realistic ground plan your day. Have short intervals, short targets. Think about a day into 2-3 hour slots. Keep breaks. Keep some break for walk or a physical activity. Talking to your mentors, most important motivators, your parents. So at every day by the end, most of the people who have topped NEET this year, they were doing one thing. They were noting down what have we studied today. And when we come back to this topic or this subject or this area, what do I need to revise? One thing people do not do, Chetna and Akhil, is what I believe is, and they have a problem later on, they do not mark the high-yield questions that they want to look at the end. People are able to revise the books and the notes, but the questions they are not able to revise. So bookmark the questions. Never underestimate this thing, because finally you are going to attempt MCQs. So you will have to look at the important MCQs at the end. One more thing, sleep well every day. Eat healthy every day. Just be normal, right? I know Akhil from UG days. He always used to play cricket. He still plays cricket and he takes it very normal. Right? He ended up being the topper in radio. He ended up being the topper in entrance exams. So do not underestimate the power of a de-stressing thing. Everybody in the world around in competition will make you feel तुम्हारा selection नहीं होगा. But there will be people who will have faith in you. So talk to those people who have faith in you. वही तो matter करेंगे end में. So talk to positive people.
Also in the first reading, we said that we will take out the essence of what we have to do in the second. So let's get to that. 8 months are over. Let's now get to the second reading and how we should use the first reading time also to plan as to what we're going to do in the second reading.
In the second reading, now you have to change your approach. Now you cannot go cover to cover. Here comes the importance of what you've seen in the previous year MCQs. The lists that are available, we already shared a list which you can share again if you feel like. You have to go at those first. Now this is more important. If 10 questions are going to come and 8 are coming from a definite 30% or 40% of the syllabus, I have to hit that in these 2-3 months, because my final goal is to finish 19 subjects and get maximum output from them. So first, if I say I've planned 4 days for a subject or a topic, I will first hit in the first 2.5 or 3 days these 30-40% of the topics, and then I flip through as much as I can till the end of the 4th day, and the day it ends, I switch that book and go to the next subject. Because I cannot try to finish that subject and try to get one more question, even though I've gotten 8 or 7, I don't want one more question affecting 6 others from the other subject. Because at the end, if I accumulate this time that I take a depth from the next subject, it will finally end up having 1 or 2 subjects which I missed. So now you change your approach, you feel that if there is something that I've read in the past, it might still come through. I should not waste time on that. I have fixed time and my priority is, even if it's the last page of the book, I will read that first. But I will not go for first to last in this reading. I can leave certain parts which are not important. I want to finish the high yield of the 19 subjects and I will do the grand test and MCQs now a little more because now it's more about getting prepared. One of the important things you should keep in these 2 to 3 months, do not lose hope if nobody is prepared.
So this second revision, 19 subjects, and by the way that list, the link to the list is shared in the description box under the video.
So usually what I suggest is that when you have a fact heavy subject, you can only cut it down by 2 days. You already just read the facts previously, you again are reading facts, you cannot really cut it down too much. If it's a conceptual subject, what you've understood, you spend 9 days on it prior, you can cut it down by 3. So that way you can automatically from your own experience cut it down to around 2 to 3 months this time. Okay.
So what he really is saying is that complete all 19 subjects, develop a strategy, think about that this is a time you might be into panic. So have a list, do more important things. The sequence is not the chapter wise, it is significance wise. So whatever is more important should be done first. So by chance, if your time allows 3 days for a particular subject, at the end of 3 days, you'll never be able to complete. Even rank 1 will not be able to complete, but whatever you do should be the most significant part. And you should be now ready to enter the grueling last 30 days. Finish is so crucial. Why Virat Kohli is the best batsman? Not because of the skills, because he can kill it till the end. Finishing in last 30 days is so damn crucial. And that is what people who succeed do well.
So let's talk about the last final 30 days before that exam comes up.
See that in last 2-3 months you have to mark things that you are sure that even if I read it now I will forget. And everybody knows their inherent weakness. You have to start understanding ये subject में पढ़ता हूँ ना मुझे आता ही नहीं है. So I have to go for this once more. You may have to skip 1 or 2 subjects in this go because you think that you're very good at it. Just read a short summary of those subjects maybe. This is where I feel that people are not able to pick up their weaknesses. Still there are new apps that have come up and they give you this assessment. If you have done the same app for say 8 or 9 months, it will give you an assessment that these are the places that you are going wrong. Every grand test is further tagged कि इस subject का question ये question था and this is your performance subject wise. You will even get a topic wise breakup. So you automatically just go, you say my weakness is this subject, you read those first. This is what is important in the last 1 month. Only then you can channelize your energies in the right way. Everybody reads the same number of hours. मैंने ही 12 घंटे पढ़ा last में. But what you already understood, what you already know, if you read that again in those 30 days, even if you're reading for 12-13 hours, it's not making a difference. But if you read what is your weakness, you try to strengthen up your weakness and you grow from 70 to 80% also in that 1 month. That is what is most important for that.
For me, last 30 days is to set your schedule back. Get in your schedule because if you are going to sleep for 2-3 hours a night prior to the exam, better don't write it because you know it won't work. Even आप देवी सरस्वती हैं तो भी आपका दिमाग नहीं चलेगा. So even God needs rest. You would be knowing what time is the exam that you're going to write. During that time, practice MCQs. Do a dress rehearsal because it's a biological clock.
Taking the GTs in that time is also very good.
You should go.
3 hours practice in the same time. Your mind just develops that kind of cycle that I have to do MCQs in this kind of.
Last 30 days, plan how your exams will be. Start analyzing. Get into the groove. If you see some recordings of Michael Jackson, he will go to the venue 4-5 days prior and practice everything. That when I'll throw my hand here, the light has to focus there. My feet, the light has to come. So these small things he used to take care of. That's why there was a rage. He was a rage. He was not a performer. You have to think about that. I'll be writing an exam. First 15-20 minutes, we'll be just sitting on a chair. सब लोग panic करेंगे. जो least panic करेगा वो select होगा. आपको पता है सबसे बड़ी चीज़ एंट्रेंस में क्या काउंट करती है? इफ़ यू हैव दैट कॉमन सेंस, और कॉमन सेंस कब काम करती है? जब हम रिलैक्स होते हैं. क्या आप नींद में एक मूवी भी देख पाते हैं? नहीं. सो व्हाट अबाउट राइटिंग 300 MCQs? It won't work.
Okay, so we are ready. We've got to the last 30 days, but there's still something at the last minute, the last 24 hours, the last 48 hours, where we, no matter how much practice we've done and how much of this advice we've heard, something goes wrong. So what would be that key thing you want to tell them?
Everybody's just looking for something that would push them and give them an extra edge. Actually, in the last 24-40 hours, you can't really do something new. You have to stick to things that are high yield. So you have images, you have your tables that you can go through in one go. There are subjects. See, there is a subject, forensic is a subject, in which there are 10 questions and you have to read around 50-60 pages of a book. So you click, you use that, it gives you an added advantage. You feel like that I suddenly just mastered 10 questions out of 15 questions out of 300 that are going to come. You read your old images, read your old tables, because these are the places that are easily picked up by examiners also. One thing I realized is that examiners are not really that bothered about these tests as much as the students are. So for them, if they see a table that shows a good question, this is worth it, they just put it directly from them. Why do they have to go through the entire text and put up a question? So read these things, read these tables, read these illustrations, because they give you a lot more knowledge within a short amount of time, and you should have collected a few of them for yourself by this time. Most important in this 24-48 hours is you start seeing yourself in the exam. In the first half an hour, I have to keep the speed up. In the first half an hour, I have to attend at least 30 questions. Every 15 minutes, I have to do 10 questions. That is why I will progress. If there's some doubt in my question, I will leave that question. I will go ahead, or I'll just mark it and I will come back it on later. I won't waste time. These are the things you have to tell yourself again and again. My plan is to finish the exam in 2 hours 15 minutes. I want first revision in half an hour. If after that something is left, I'll spend time on that, but I won't want to miss any question. These are things that everybody knows. But prior to going to the exam, you have to think about it. How will you manage that? How many number of lines? If I see a 5-liner question, I will just write it on my admit card and I will comment to it later. I will not waste time on that question. This you have to tell yourself again and again. Stay positive in that time and get good sleep. These are the things that are important. When I gave my exam, I could write only 187 questions out of 200 names. This is what makes me believe that even if I knew all that, I did not think about it very seriously in the beginning. I thought, ho jayega. But when you're in that exam, you start feeling a question, agar maine chhod diya, this is what is going to change my rank. It will not. The 13-14 questions that you miss at the end, that is what is going to affect. If there are 300 questions, you lose 20 questions, that will affect you even if you've not solved one major question. This you have to tell yourself again and again in these last 6-8 hours. It's all about now that 40-50% of the attempt. Preparation is 50, attempt is 50.
For me, last 24-48 hours, Chetna, are to sleep. But my major aim is, I know that I have prepared for last 8 months. And it is just not this that will decide the future. By 11 in the night, when the next day is the exam, I'm tired. I have done something which is positive. But last 24 hours for me were to stay relaxed, so read, because if I don't read, I will be distracted into negativity. So study and then go and believe that I will write on paper, and most importantly, I will think how to attend the paper. So I have to think about how will I plan my paper, and you have to go exactly according to your plans in the paper. So you have to believe that it can happen.
Okay, so have a belief in yourself, in the preparation, in the people who support you, and you're going to be a winner. So thank you so much, Akhil and Dr. Apurva. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much.
So thank you so much for watching right till the end. I'm sure you enjoyed those timetable tips as much as we enjoyed telling you about them. So please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon right next to it and give us a thumbs up if you like our work. And if you have any questions further, you can put everything in the comment section under the video. And happy watching!